Hello traders, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to be sharing with you guys a simple technique on how to use a change of character entry technique. So you are going to learn the difference between breakout structure and change of character. This is one of the trades that we gave, and in a few minutes later we had more than 129 pips. This is the general Telegram channel here, guys. Look at that fast move just by understanding how to trade change of character. So make sure you join our free Telegram channel. This is the free Telegram channel. The link is in this video's description below. Make sure that you click to join, and then see you after the intro. Okay traders, welcome to my channel. I am Full Kingsley. By the grace of God, I bring to you guys strategies, tutorials on the forex market, volatility indices, metals like gold, Nasdaq, VIX75, many other instruments. You want to subscribe to the channel by hitting on the subscribe button and notification bell to not miss out. So basically, when we talk about change of character, we are talking about a situation where, because normally you need to understand what we call market structure, right? Now market structure could either show the trend of the market to be uptrending, downtrending, right? So when we say a market is uptrending, it means it is creating series of higher highs and higher lows. This is what it's called an uptrending market, because market don't just move like maybe in a one direction like this. No, market don't move like that. There are people who enter markets, and then when they take their trades, they close, and then price reverses for more people to enter, right? That's where we start seeing other blocks, all of that, because there are the zones where everyone wants to buy at a lower price. Everyone wants to be buying price posts at a lower price. Now we have the opposite with a downtrending market, when price creates series of lows and then keep going like this, right? It creates a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high round. Now what you need to understand after that is that for an uptrending market or a downtrending market to hold, there needs to be what break of structure. Now price will create a high. For instance, if price create this high and then pulls back, now to create a new high, it needs to break the previous high that was created. So when it does this, this was the previous high that was created, and this is known to be a break of structure, right? So because this zone initially was the previous high that we had, so for price to close above that zone, we call it a break of structure. Now when price start pulling back from here, right, at this point in time, this is the highest point in price. So this is what we call the higher high, right? For this trend to continue, price need to break above there, and when price breaks above, we call it a break of structure, right? So price break has to continue breaking structure. So you see that price will continue breaking structure until when it reach a point where price comes back and break a low. Now you see that at all of these instances, price will hardly come back to break this low, because at this point in time, this is what we call our previous low. This is the previous low that we have here. This is the previous low that we have here, right? So at this point, price does not need to break this low. So for this trend to continue, price need to continue breaking this high and creating new highs, but it does not have to come back and break this low. The same thing applies for a downtrending market. For a downtrending market to continue, price creates a low. When it pulls back, right, it creates a next low. When it pulls back, at this point in time, this is what we call, this zone here is what the previous low that we have. So for price to break this low, we call it what? A break of structure. From price break structure and create the next low, and they start pulling down, we had this what. So at this point in time, this is what our previous low. But now you realize that at this point, price has not gone back to break this high. Price has not gone back to break this high. Anytime price breaks this high to the upside, we could start saying that there is a change of trend in the horizon, right? So price could be switching from a downtrend to an uptrending market if it breaks this low, just the same as here. If it breaks this zone here, right, we could start considering that the trend of the market has changed. That is where a change of character comes in. So a break of structure has to do with trend continuation, while change of character has to do with what? A shift from one direction to another, either from an uptrending market to a downtrending market, or from a downtrending market to an uptrending market. So at this point in time, we have continuous break of structure. But now if price goes up like this, and then what happened? It comes back now and breaks this previous low. Remember I said price does not need to break this low, because if you break this low, it indicates that the trend of the market has changed. So if price comes back now and break this low, right, so and start and create a new low here, for instance, because remember we said this is the low that we have here. Okay, this was the low, initial low that we had. Okay, So at this point in time, we want price now to come back. If price comes back and breaks through this low, we call it what? A change of character. At this point in time, we wait for price to come and then we start shorting. The same thing applies to a downtrending market. If price is in a downtrend, creating series of lower lows, continuous break of structure, when price comes back and then close above the previous low. So this zone here was initially what we call the previous high, right? This is the previous high that was created. So price does not need to break below, price does not need to break, above. So as soon as price breaks above that zone there, we call it a change of character, because at this point in time it shows that the trend is changing. Now we will start seeing an uptrending market. So that's how we are actually building up the strategy of change of character, and that's how we're able to catch the trades, in which I'm going to demonstrate in a minute. So basically that is it. So if you look at our market structure here, you are going to see that here we had what we call series of higher highs. Price was creating highs, lows, highs and lows, highs and lows. So you see that we had continuous breaks of structure, break of structure, break of structure, break of structure. So if you look at it here, you are going to see that here basically price breaks this structure to create this high. At this point in time, price breaks this structure here to create this high. It breaks the structure and create this high. So we had this high, we had this high, we had this high. But remember, price does not come back to break the low, because at this point we have this to be the lower the higher low, the higher low, the higher low. So price will continue in an uptrend. So break of structure has to do with continuous trend, but it becomes an issue now when price comes back and break below the previous low, because here we had this to be previous low, previous low, previous low, previous high, previous high, previous high. So high continue breaking, but previous low should not break if the trend has to continue. So what happened here in this trade? Price came back this time and break through the previous low after creating a new high. Now you see that when it creates this new high, it comes back and break through the previous low, which was this low here. Okay, once it breaks through, it shows us now that a change of trend is in the horizon. So what do we do now? It gives us a potential trading opportunity now to sell instead of the buying that we're buying. That is why we are able to now wait. Now what do? You identify at this point in time where we have what we call change of character. So when we have change of character, what do? You wait for price to come back. So once you have spotted a change of character, price goes to the downside, what you do now is you identify the other block that created that change of character. Now the other block is this, right? So you simply mark it out. The other block is what? The candlesticks that were formed before a strong bullish or bearish candle. This is a very strong bodied candle. You see how it is very large, right? So you identify the candle that was formed before that swing that created a change of character. You mark it out. So when you mark it out, what do you do now? You identify that above here we have this to be our liquidity zone. Now you'll be expecting that as price rejects here, it comes to this zone. That is where we are going to be taking our sell trade, right? So we place our sell limit order here, right? We have our stop loss above the zone, a little bit like that. So with this kind of entry, you can cash even a 1:10 risk to reward ratio in one single trade. So that is how we're able to give the signal. And let me show you guys. This is the signal here. This was what we had. Remember, this was the change of character that we had. This is the other block that we identified. This was the liquidity zone that we had. So I gave the signal in a general channel group. Make sure you check in this pin comment below and this video's description. You'll see a link to join this our free Telegram channel so that you get insights like this. So when I identified this, I marked that this was going to sell, right? So basically that is what I'm explaining. And what happened, we place our sell limit order here and then we wait for price to play, because we actually expect that price is going to mitigate this zone. And remember, you see what happened? Price actually mitigates the zone because it is the other block that created this change of character here. And at this point in time, what do we expect? We expect now for price to continue creating what? Break or change of break of structure to the downside. But this was the initial what we call change of character, because it has shifted this trend from a downtrending market to an from an uptrending market to a downtrending market. So the next thing is for price to continue creating what? Change of break of structure. So as price breaks structure and create new low, what we are going to do now is to identify the next order block just like this and then wait for price to clear liquidity. Like at this point in time, we have what? Equal highs that have been created here, and then we have an order block above there. We are going to wait for price now to come back to the zone, and then we are taking our sell trades and then until the trend get exhausted. So at this point in time, we are going to be using what? Break of structure. So break of structure is traded when we are trading with a trend, while change of character comes when we are switching from one trend to the other. So thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to this channel by hitting on the subscribe button and notification bell. Join us in our free Telegram channel. The link will be in this pinned comment below and this video's description, and see you in the next video.